Right guys, so I've basically been a bit absent with YouTube just because of everything that's going on, and I'm really struggling with my mental health at the moment. And I want to do this video because I know there's going to be a lot of people out there who are potentially feeling exactly the same as me, and you don't feel normal for it. But I want you to know that you're not on your own, and it is normal. Well, it's not normal, but you know, it is normal. I've just had a panic attack now. It is like, well, I've just got over one. It's like 10:30 in the morning. Ricky's working. I've got the kids, and that is probably one of the most scariest things for me, is when I've got the kids. That's probably one of the most scariest things for me, is when I've got the kids and I have these attacks, because for anybody who suffers with anxiety and things like that, you will know, well, I suffer with health anxiety. So I always think I'm gonna die, or I'm gonna have a heart attack, or I'm gonna pass out, or something like that, and my symptoms make me feel like I'm gonna pass out. So for me, when I'm on my own with the kids, that worries me more, because I always think I'm gonna pass out, and then what's gonna happen with them until Ricky gets home from work and things like that. It's just crazy guys. I haven't been this bad for about 10 years. My anxiety started about 10 years ago, when after I had sepsis. I caught sepsis back in 2009, and I had a bit of a rough time, and I was in a hospital for like 3 months, and it was very serious, and that's the only thing that I can, after I've had CBT and things like that, after this, that's like one of the things they brought it back to, like a post-traumatic stress of that event that happened. At the time, I didn't feel nothing. I didn't even feel, I knew I was unwell, but I didn't feel like I was gonna die or anything. But it affected me about a year later, and to the point where I wouldn't take any tablets. I won't take tablets or anything, because I'm worried that I'm gonna have a reaction, an anaphylactic reaction, and I'll die. So I'm like stuck in a catch-22 now, because since all this coronavirus is come around, because I suffer with health anxiety, this has brought back a lot of things for me, and heightened my anxiety anyway. On a day-to-day, I have this anyway, but it's just sometimes worse than others. But generally I can manage it okay. I'll get like a flare up once every like so many months, and I think, oh god, I can't cope, but then I just manage. But since all this thing with the virus and everything, because I suffer with health anxiety, this has been like crazy difficult time for me, because obviously this is health related too, and you know, people are dying and things, and that is one of my fears. So it's been really bad, to the point where I've been sick on a daily basis. I've been, you know, having panic attacks no end, waking up in the night with panic attacks, having to go to the toilet. It's been crazy, really crazy, and I've questioned like whether I'm having a breakdown and things like that, just because it's so bad. It is a struggling time for me. So anyway, Vicky said to me the other day, you're gonna have to speak to a doctor. This is like crazy. Now it's getting to the point where it's taking over your life and it's affecting all our lives. I was like, yeah, okay. So I spoke to a doctor. They prescribed me for Panadol, which I've had before for anxiety, but my main problem is I won't take them because this is the vicious circle that I have. Like, I won't take tablets because I think they're going to harm me or I'm going to have a reaction, but then not taking the tablets, I'm not getting any like relief from the way I'm feeling or the symptoms. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know where I've been really, and I wanted to do this video just for people who are suffering at this time, because I know there's a lot of people who, you know, suffer with anxiety and things, and especially now it's more like it's okay not to be okay now, isn't it? Like, that's quite a thrown about term now, and that's what people say, it's okay not to be okay. And yeah, I'm not okay. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know where I am, guys, and why my videos are going to be a bit they're on the back burner. I just haven't, I'm not even functioning like normal, so I need to get to a point where I can take these tablets. But normally for me to take a tablet, if I got like a kidney infection or something like that, I will get the antibiotics and I will sit outside a doctor's surgery or hospital, and I will sit there for about 40 minutes and I will take the tablet and wait to see whether I have a reaction. But obviously, because of the situation in the world at the moment, I won't do that either, because I haven't been out of my house literally for about 2.5 weeks. I done my last shift in work about 2.5 weeks ago, and I haven't been out of my house since, not to go shopping, not to do nothing. And I can't even think about it right now. But that isn't helping me, because normally in a time like this now, I would go and see my mum, so the kids are distracted, because she will distract the kids, and then they're not seeing this, because I worry about the effects this has on them, seeing me this way. They're only young, but you know, you still don't know the mental effects that this will have on them, or the physical effects. But obviously I can't go see my mum, because my mum's like 75, so she's in isolation, and she has been for the last like 3 weeks. So I think I struggled with that as well, because normally now I would go there, she would watch the kids for me, and I would just go to bed trying to sleep it off. Because once you've had a panic attack, if anybody has them, you know, you're just exhausted all the time. You just feel like you're running on nothing. But yeah, that's about it, guys. It's not the most uplifting, happy story, but I just want people to know that, you know, you're not on your own. And if you've got any ways that you deal with your anxiety, or you got any tips for me, share them with me down below, because I'll take anything on board. I've learned things that work for me now. Like, when I get into a panic attack, I need cold air, so I will literally sit outside whether it's freezing cold, and the colder I am, the better it feels for me. If I'm not in a place where I can do that, I'll run my hands and my palms under freezing cold water. I try to do breathing exercises, but they just generally don't work for me. I have bizarre panic attacks because I don't really feel like I can't breathe, or I don't have the chest pains or anything like that. I literally get lightheaded. I feel like I'm gonna faint. I can feel my heart rate has increased. But yeah, that's about, I guess, sick, and I need to go to the toilet. I have diarrhea as well, so it's not the nicest of things, but that's what I have. So I want to share this with you, because there might be somebody out there who doesn't even know they're suffering with anxiety, because they might think it's a health issue, especially if you've got health anxiety, because I did for a long time. I didn't believe I had health anxiety. I thought they were missing like I thought I had something seriously wrong with me, like, I don't know. Like, I thought I've had everything all the time. I thought I had a brain tumour, and this was causing me to feel faint, and it was making me have these rushing feelings, and they were just misdiagnosing it with anxiety. But like, over time now, because I've had it for so long, I know that rationally, I know that potentially there's nothing wrong. But then I worry then that I become complacent with thinking it's anxiety, but it's not, it's something else. It's crazy, guys, and my brain is crazy. But yeah, so that's about all I'm gonna say, really. But if you got anything to help me, or if anyone's in the same boat with me with taking tablets, and you've got an idea about how I can take them, and please let me know, because I need all the help I can right now. Yeah, so I'll see you soon, guys. Stay safe.